Hello and welcome everyone. Mr. Korb here with the hashtag KorbStatChat podcast, where we talk about probability and statistics to better understand the world. Today we are discussing the fundamental principles behind descriptive statistics as we venture into topics such as histograms, frequencies, and ogives. Alright, let's get down to business. Pepsi or Coke? Left or right? Get up now or snooze for a few extra minutes. Unknowingly, we make roughly 30,000 semi-conscious decisions each and every day of our lives. That could be anything from the decision to put jelly or butter on your toast in the morning, or even switching lanes in traffic, or even picking out your clothes at a department store. But what's behind all of this? Why do we make the decisions that we do? And what influences the way in which we view the world? These questions can easily go overlooked. So let's take a second and think back to your last pair of shoes that you bought, or the last place you went out to eat, and ask yourself this question: why? The answer is all around you. Each and every day of your life, you are continually bombarded with social media campaigns, YouTube commercials, and countless other media outlets that tell you what to wear and what to eat. Statistics can be a powerful and influential part of our everyday world. So it's time for you to begin to understand the subject and answer the tough question of why we do what we do. Well, hello there, Bob. Are you excited to learn something new today? Well, I thought so. Today we're going to talk about something very important in the world of statistics, and that is how to describe data. Do you know anything about distribution shapes? No? Well, don't worry, it's all going to be okay. We're going to do this a little fast, but just try and stay with me. I'm sure you'll catch on. The first shape is called a bell or mound-shaped symmetrical distribution. As you can see, we have a line of symmetry that is smack dab in the middle of our data, and our shape has a nice curve to it. This is very important and useful shape in discrete statistical analysis, and later on we're going to discuss all of its characteristics, but let's move on to another shape instead. Now we move into our skewed data. We have skewed left or skewed right, and that just means that we have a large portion of our data to one end of the graph versus the other, so it's sort of out of balance. Lastly, we have our bimodal distribution, which is just like our mound shape, just has two mounds instead of one. As you can see, there are a few ways in which we can describe the data that we see, and we can dive into using these shapes in the future. Good luck, Bob, and I will catch you later.
Created using Powtoon.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to hashtag KorbStatChat. So today's episode, what we're going to do is talk about one variable statistics. Which is a really cool tool that we can use on the graphing calculator that makes our lives very, very easy. So, without further ado, let's check it out. So let's check this out. Here's our calculator on the right, and we have one variable stats information on the left. You can also grab this in the description of this video if you want, so just as a brief tutorial that you can hang on for later. Okay, so step one, make sure that your values are entered into L1 and L2. So if we're dealing with basic frequencies and distributions, this is relatively simple. The other thing that we can do here is do grouped information or grouped standard deviation and mean and calculate it the same way. So L1 is going to be our ranges or our classes, and then L2 is going to be our frequencies for those classes. So once you have it in here, we're going to click on Stat, Calc. So you go over one, you're going to go to Calc, and you can either press the number 1 or highlight the number 1 here, select, press Enter, and then it's fairly simple. We're just going to enter in L1, comma, L2, press Enter, and there you have it. What we have is the mean starting at the top, and then you work your way down. You can see all the values that we normally calculate by hand. So, enjoy.
Thanks for listening to the hashtag KorbStatChat podcast. I hope you have a better understanding of how and why we use histograms to represent data, and
and how to create these pieces on your own. Remember to follow me on Twitter and join the conversation using hashtag CorpStatChat, where you drive the stat discussion.